watch na yung recording natin. So this one is recorded naman na. Start na recording. So we'll start our discussion. Let me share my screen lang. Nakita ni screen ko? Nakita naman na, no? So what we're talking today is this differentiation rules for other transcendental functions. Bali last time, meron na tayo na-discuss na transcendental function. That is yung ating trigonometric functions. Pero meron pa tayong ibang transcendental functions, and those are logarithm, then exponential, inverse, trigo, then hyperbolic, and the inverse hyperbolic functions. Bali, let's start muna sa logarithmic and exponential function. Bali, for this topic, meron lang tayong apat na kailangan sa uluhin. And so, that is the derivative of e raised to u with respect to x is simply e raised to u times the derivative of u, and the derivative ng exponent natin. Actually, this is application of chain rule. Ano kasi, here, we have the other function which is e raised to u, and u is another function that is differentiable, and the derivative of that is u prime. Then we also have this exponential function. Pinagkaiba lang nila is that ang base nito ay other constant number at hindi man e. But basically, parehas yan. Bakit ba sila naging parehas? So, kung yung e is gagawin nating e, so that will be e raised to u. And substituting to this formula, that is ln of e times e raised to u, u prime. And what is ln of e? Ln of e is 1. Ano ln of e is 1, kaya nagkaroon tayo ng formula na ganito. So, magkamukha lang yan. This is general, yung application na to. Pero dito sa e, it's specific siya for natural number na base, which is yung e nga. Then this one, meron din tayong derivative of logarithm with base a. So kahit ano yung base natin, the derivative of that will be 1 over ln of a, the base, times u. Then that will be multiplied to the derivative of u. Kung ano may nasa loob ng logarithm, differentiate lang ulit natin siya. Then we have this special logarithm, which is yung natural logarithm natin. That's lnu equals u prime over u. But basically, si natural logarithm is nag-originate lang dito sa common logarithm natin. Ano bali, si natural logarithm, we can rewrite that as log to the base e. And itong log to the base e, that is the definition of our natural logarithm. If we will compute for the derivative of natural logarithm, that is log to the base e, so using this formula, u prime over ln of e times u. And what is ln of e once again? That is equal to 1. Kaya lang yung naging formula natin is this one. Nasusundan ba yun? So, in reality, sauluhin mo lang itong dalawa na to. Sauluhin mo lang yung dalawa na yan. Meron ka na ring formula nito. Ano? But, tayo kasi, sa mga students, I guess, mas familiar kayo with these two rather than these two formulas. Pero mas importante is itong dalawa na hindi natin nasa ulo. Kasi from here, madiderive natin itong formula na to. Nasusundan? So we're going to use this rules sa mga succeeding problems natin. But before that, it is important for us to remember and recall the logarithm rules. Kasi using this logarithm rules, we can simplify our problems. Like this one. If we see a logarithm of x times y to the base a, that is also equal to the sum of logarithm of x to the base a plus the logarithm of y to the base a. Basically, pwede natin paghiwalayin yung product ng logarithm. That's why we have the product rule for logarithm. Similar thing, if we have logarithm of x divided by y to the base a, it can be rewritten as logarithm of x to the base a minus logarithm of y to the base a. Then also, we have this one, logarithm of 1 to the base a is equal to 0. That is the zero rule. Then we also have this, the identity rule. The logarithm of a to the base a is equal to 1 with the identity rule natin. Then moving on sa reciprocal rule, that will be logarithm of 1 over x to the base a is equal to logarithm of x to the base a. Why this one? Ano kasi, following quotient rule, mapapansin natin, palitan lang natin to ng x, then this is 1. So this will be equal to 0 by the virtue of zero rule. Kaya matitira is itong part na to, taking that this is x. And that's why we have this reciprocal rule for a logarithm. Then for power rule, this is very important. Napakagamitin niya sa differentiation natin. Logarithm of x to the power of n, to the base a. Once we have seen this one, may x na naka-raise to a power, we can rewrite that by just copying the exponent in front of our logarithm. Then mawawala na yung exponent ng logarithm natin. Nasusundan? Ginawa lang natin constant. Bali conversely, pag ito naman yung nakita natin, pwede rin natin siyang i-rewrite as this one. Then we also have the change of base. That is logarithm of x to the base a can be changed to a base b by having logarithm of x to the base beta over logarithm of a to the base beta. Then dito lang nakapresent yung differentiation rule and the integration rule. Okay. Nasusundan pa ba? Nasusundan yung mga differentiation rules? Na-recall na natin. Bali, actually, this differentiation logarithm rules will also apply sa natural logarithm natin. Ano lang ba yung gagawin? Yung natural logarithm is just a logarithm with a base e. So ito naman yung logarithm rules natin for the natural logarithm. Kung pansinin natin, parehas lang yan. Natural logarithm of x times y is equal to logarithm of x times natural logarithm of y. Then for quotient naman, that's ln. X over y is equal to ln x minus ln y. Then for our reciprocal rule, that is ln 1 over x, ay equals sa negative ln of x. And then for power rule, that is natural logarithm of x raised to r, we can rewrite that as r times ln of x. Please keep in mind itong mga logarithm rules na binanggit natin because this will make the differentiation of logarithmic and exponential function easier. As well as for other function kasi meron kasi tayo natawag na different logarithm as an aid for differentiation. Pwede natin i-simplify yung differentiation process by introducing logarithm. Kahit walang logarithm doon, pag nilagyan natin ng logarithm, masosolve natin siya much easier. And also, itong topic na to is essential pagdating nyo sa differential equation. Kaya so ngayon pa lang, practicein na natin, masterin na natin itong topic na to. Dahil dito masyadong maikot yung differential equation nyo na subject by second sem. First sem ng second year rather. Yan, medyo malabo, pero ganun lang din naman yan. Meron lang tayo ditong special, ito lang. So, ln of e raised to b, that is only equal to b because ln of e is equal to 1. Then, e raised to ln of b is equal to b. Ito, sa ulo to, remember this one. Nag-cancel lang kasi lagi si ln at si e, pagka yun ay nagsama, mag-cancel yung dalawa na yan. Are you okay with that na? Kindly confirm kung pwede na tayo mag-move sa pag-compute ng derivatives natin of exponential functions and logarithmic functions. Thumbs up naman kung pwede na mag-move. Okay. So I see thumbs up. Thank you for that. So in this problem, our very first problem, we have y is equal to e raised to 3x. Bali may meme kasi na si e daw, pag differentiate natin or integrate, yung answer ay siya pa rin. Siya pa rin. Kaso pag may chain rule na kasama, syempre meron na dagdag. So recall lang natin. This is the formula for our exponential function. That is d over dx, e raised to u is equal to e raised to u times u prime. It is important for us to determine what is the value of u. What is the value of u natin? Kindly give me the value of u. That is 3x. So, this one, select lang natin yan. And this will be the value of u. So, u is 3x. Therefore, this function of us can be rewritten as y is equal to e raised to u. Now that this is in the form of e raised to u, we can conclude that we can apply differentiation for exponential function. So with this, substitute lang natin yan dito. So d over dx of e raised to 3x is equal to e raised to 3x, that is this part. Then, given that this is a chain rule, we must differentiate u with respect to x. And the derivative of u, that is d over dx of 3x, ay ilan? Ilan yung derivative ng 3x?
3 po.
So
3 po.
So that will give us e raised to 3x times 3, or pwede nating i-rewrite as 3e raised to 3x. And that's it. So that will be our answer. Nasusundan? Okay. Madali pa, no? Moving on sa next problem natin. So how about this one? So syempre may e, unang mapasok agad sa ating isip is that gagamitan natin yan ng differentiation for exponential function. So that will be d over dx of e raised to u is equal to e raised to u prime. But we must identify u. So ano yung value ng u?
X squared minus 3x.
Okay. So the entire term that is the power of e will be the value of u natin. So u is equal to x squared minus 3x plus 1. And with that, we could say that y is equal to e raised to u. Since this is in this form, pwede na natin i-apply sa differentiation for exponential function. So d over dx of e raised to 3x x squared minus 3x plus 1 will give us e raised to 3x squared, 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. Una kasi, kopyahin lang muna natin yung mismong problem pagdating sa exponential function. Pero, ano kasunod?
Derivative po ng u.
Okay. We will get the derivative of u. That will be d over dx of x squared minus 3x plus 1. So, ano nang next natin? Copy ulit ito kasi wala naman na tayong problema dyan. And what is the derivative of u? This one, ang derivative nito?
2x minus
2x
2x
minus 3.
minus 3. Ano, so that is 2x minus 3. This could be an answer already, but some of us will write it this way. 2x minus 3 times e raised to x squared minus 3x plus 1. Be careful na lang sa paglagay ng exponent. Ano? So, dapat ito mas maliit yung pagkakasulat niya, or you can write parenthesis here to signify that this is an exponent of e. Yung iba kasi, kahit tama yung solution, ganito siya sulat. 2x minus 3 e, tapos na siya baba na masyado, squared, squared minus 3x plus 1. And that's wrong na. Hindi na natin kasi makikita kung ano yung nasulat mo, kung tama pa ba siya dito sa form na ito. Nakukuha? So this will be our answer. Moving on. In this problem, yan. Similar, ganun pa rin, Pero may dagdag kasi dito sa problem na to. So as we could see, applicable pa rin si differentiation for exponential function. But ano kaya yung e natin? Yung y natin, yung u. Ano yung u natin? Miss Fatima, what's the value of u? Miss Fatima?
Sir?
Anong value ng u?
2x cubed plus 1 cube po. Hindi po
Okay,
alam.
thank you. Thank you, Miss Fatima. That's correct, Miss Fatima. So, what is the power of e is or u? So, kung ano yung nakataas sa e natin, that will be the value of our u. So, u is equal to 2x cubed plus 1 raised to 3. But, what will be the problem here? This one. Ito na. Since pwede natin siyang i-rewrite as e raised to u, so the derivative of e raised to 2x cubed plus 1 cubed is e raised to 2x cubed plus 1 cubed. Copy lang muna natin yan. But the problem will be this one. d over dx of 2x cubed plus 1 cubed. As we could see, paano kayo natin differentiate itong ating u?
Chain rule.
Okay. Bali yung 2, chain rule ulit. Kasi actually, this one is chain rule, but yung ating u is kailangan pa ulit gamitan ng chain rule. Tama? So, this one. Applying chain rule. So, balik na. Sige. Nakalabas kasi lahat. E raised to 2x cubed plus 1 cube. Apply chain rule here. Paano natin siya apply yung chain rule?
Copy si exponent.
Copy si exponent. Then, copy the base. That's 2x cubed plus 1. Then, 3 minus 1, right? So, that's 2. But this will give us another differentiation because we will differentiate what is inside the parenthesis. Actually, pag nakakita tayo ng parenthesis, pwede natin isipin, may chain rule agad dyan. So, dito, get the derivative of this one. What will be the derivative of this?
6x squared.
That is 6x squared. So, tapos na tayo. Baling chain rule is successive na differentiation. Differentiate natin yung nasa loob nung dinifferentiate na natin. Then, pwede tayong mag-simplify. Combine lang yung mako-combine. So, this will be our answer. Tama ba? Ay, natabunan. So, this will be the answer. Ito nasa baba. Pero pwede natin siyang i-rewrite. Tama ba yung final answer ko? Mali final answer ko? Kasi this should be 18.
18 po.
This should be 18. Sorry, I check, edit ko na lang later. That should be 18. But this is the answer for our problem. Nasundan pa? Kaya pa? Okay. Kung kaya pa, ay. Bali, let's solve it in different way lang. Ano? Pwede kasi tayo mag-substitution method just like what we did sa product rule and quotient rule. So from this, we will have our u. Then we'll just get the derivative of u agad. So that will be this u prime is equal to 3 times 2x cubed plus 1 squared by applying the chain rule. Then get the derivative of this that is inside the parenthesis. So this will give us this 1. Then after nito, ano lang gagawin natin? So kunin yung formula ng derivative of exponential function that is e raised to u prime. Then alin yung u dyan? So u is yung ating yellow one and yung blue naman is our u prime. And after that, substitute lang yung u, value ng u at u prime do sa equation natin. The formula rather. That will be e times 2x cubed plus 1 cubed times 18x squared times 2x cubed plus 1. And that will give us our final answer, pero mali pa rin dito, which is this. Nasusundan? Bali, either way, kung ganito man yung gawin, yung kinuha muna yung u, pati yung derivative ng u, then just plug it dun sa equation natin, that will work. Or pwede rin naman na naka-chain rule mismo tayo, yung successive na pag-differentiate. Sorry sa ubo ko ha. Nag-batok-batok ako dito. How about this one? We have y is equal to ex cubed plus over e raised to x squared minus 4. How are we going to approach this problem? Ano kayong gagawin natin? Siyempre may e dyan. Ibig sabihin, may isip agad natin, ay sir, gagamitan din natin yan ng exponential function. Pero other than that, yun lang ba yung gagawin natin? Paano kaya natin ito solve? Anong gagawin? Gagamitan ba siya ng chain rule? Quotient rule rather? Wala nakaisip na gumamit ng quotient rule? Diba sabi sa quotient rule, we must have a numerator and denominator. This will be our f of x and this will be our g of x. Are we going to use quotient rule? Gagamit na quotient rule? Gagamit ba? Saglit lang. Mag-poll lang tayo. Yes, then no. May poll tayo, boto na kayo. Nakikita yung poll? Nakikita niyo yung poll? Okay, may 6 na nag-quotient rule. Sa may 8. Pwede ba makita yung kung sino yung nagsagot nun? May nag-no na. Sino kayo nag-no? Pwede ba? Pwede bang? Okay. Bali, yan, may 20. End na natin muna dito. Sige, let's wait for the others. Ay, isa lang yung nag-no. Ayaw nyo sa no? Gusto ko kasi no. Ay, di nalabas yung poll sa iba. Ay, di ko rin alam kung saan nalabas. Pero may lumabas kasi yung poll doon sa iba. Hindi ko lang. Sa activities, wari. Meron ba sa activities? Yan, may poll sa activities. Ako masagot ako ng no. Yan, dalawa na kami sa no. So, end poll natin. And in-end ko na ha. So, ano kaya? Ayaw nung may names. So, the answer is yes and no. Bakit yes? Nabalik tayo. Nakikita na ulit yung ano natin. Bakit yes? Bakit pwede gamitan ng quotient rule? Dahil may tayo and may g of x tayo. Kung gusto niyo, kung mas comfortable kayo mag-quotient rule, so you go with quotient rule. But for me, much better that we're not going to use quotient rule. But hindi nalabas. Hindi na-update yung screen ko. Na-delay. Nakikita na ulit yung screen ko. May delay talaga. Delay ba dyan? Okay. Bali, pwede hindi tayo gumamit ng quotient rule. And how are we going to solve this without using quotient rule? We're going to apply loss of exponent. Ano so? Sa loss of exponent, ano nga yung loss of exponent natin pag meron tayong same base pero naka-divide? Base na naka-divide, anong nagawin natin? Nagawin is ba't yun agad na lumabas? To rewrite that. Ano so, apply tayo loss of exponent, we can rewrite this as e raised to 3x squared cube pala squared minus 4. Na-recall? In loss of exponent natin. So that will give us e 3x cubed minus x squared plus 4. And by rewriting that in this manner, we will no longer apply quotient rule. Delay pa rin. Naka-open kasi ako doon sa isang cellphone, medyo na-relate yung display ng aking nasulat.
Nag-delay po siya.
Okay, Ojo ko, pa-confirm the thumbs up kung okay. Sige. Bali, this will be a transformed equation. Ay, hindi ko naman kina-restrict na mag-quotient rule kung gusto niyo yun. But I just offering you a shorter solution. So ito na, na-rewrite na natin siya in this way. Naintindihan kung bakit nagkaganito. Y is equal to e raised to 3x cubed over e x squared minus 4. We will have y is equal to e raised to 3x cubed yung akin. Plus 4. So that will be, ang u natin is 3x cubed minus x squared plus 4. Cubed minus x squared plus 4. Then the derivative of that would be apply tayo dito ng power rule. That will be 3 times 3x raised to 3 minus 1 minus 2 times x squared minus 1. Then plus to 4 times 0 times x squared minus 1. So we will have u equal y prime or derivative of u equal to 9x squared minus 2x. Then having this formula of our derivative for exponential function, just substitute the value of u and u prime. We will have e raised to 3x cubed minus x squared minus 4 times 9x squared minus 2x. Nasundan? Kindly verify na lang. Kung gusto niyo mag-try gumamit ng quotient rule, kindly check if you will get the same answer as this one. Paki-check kung tama ba sa quotient rule yung nakuha nating sagot. And dapat tama. Moving on, nasusundan, medyo marami ng example yon for exponential function natin. Move on tayo sa natural logarithm. So for natural logarithm, let's have this first problem. We have y is equal to ln of x raised to 3. So the formula for our natural logarithm, the derivative of that will be simply u prime over u. Or pwede kasing that will be 1 over u times u prime. Pares lang naman siya. So how are we going to solve this one? First, we're going to determine what is the value of u. And the value of u would be x cubed. So this is the value of u natin, x cubed. And the derivative of our u would be 3x squared by applying power rule. Nasusundan? After identifying u and u prime, all we need to do is to substitute those values dito sa ating formula. So our formula is 1 over u times u prime. Substituting u and u prime, we will get this answer. That will be 1 over x cubed times 3x squared. Ito na ba yung final answer natin? Hindi pa. Kasi kailangan natin i-simplify kasi may mag-cancel tayo ditong x. So may dalawang x sa taas pero may tatlo sa baba. So the final answer would be 3 over x. Nasundan? Wala bang gatanong kung may iba pang solution? May iba pa kayang solution dito? Actually, may iba pang solution. Paano naman yung iba pang solution? So we know that y is equal to ln of x cubed. Recalling the laws of logarithm that we are talking about earlier, if we have a power here, anong gagawin natin? Pag may power yung x, anong nagawa? Uy, walang masagot.
Nababa po.
Okay. Bali, inagawa natin siyang coefficient. So, yung 3 will be written here, then multiply it by ln of x. And that's it. So, after writing in this way, what are we going to do to solve this one? So, we're going to apply first a constant multiple rule that will be d over dx of 3 ln of x. 3 will be subtracted out. Then ln of x, may derivative pa dito. And what is the derivative of ln of x? That is simply x, 1 over x. So the answer will be 3 times 1 over x. Sorry, mali yung sulat ko. Over x. And that will give us 3 over x. So either way, hindi man natin na-recognize na pwede pala natin siyang i-simplify, katulad nung sinolve natin na unang solution, that will give us the same solution or answer kapag ginamitan natin siya ng laws of logarithm. So ito yan. Nasusundan? Okay, moving on. For the next sample problem. So in this next sample problem, Actually, we can do this or solve this katulad nung unang solution natin. Kaso, if we will select u equals 2x minus 4 raised to 3, this will give us, or to get the derivative of u, we are going to apply, ano apply natin?
Chain rule.
Okay, we are going to apply chain rule. Wala namang problema kasi madali lang man kunan ng chain rule niyan. Kasi the chain rule of that will be 3 times 2x minus 4, then the derivative of 2x minus 4. And that will give us 3 times 2x minus 4 times, nawala yung, dapat meron dito 2. May 2. Times 2. So that will be u prime. At masosolve natin agad naman that the derivative of our function would be 1 over u times u prime, giving us 1 over 2x minus 4 cube times 2 times 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 2x minus 4 squared. At pwede nating ma-simplify, cancel tayo dito. Magiging siyang 6 over what? 2x minus 4. Okay. That will be the answer. Nasundan? Using the natural way in computing for the natural logarithm. But we can solve that in this way as well. Kasulat nung ginawa natin kanina, if we have our exponent here na 3, we can make that as the coefficient of our natural logarithm. So instead na may exponent tayo dito, nilagay na natin yung 3, ka-constant multiple rule na lang, at ito, hindi na natin na-applyan ng chain rule. Kasi nawala na exponent niya. So that will give us 3, nilabas si 3 by the constant multiple rule, d over dx of ln of 2x minus 4. And what is the derivative of ln of 2x minus 4? That will be 1 over 2x minus 4. Then the derivative of 2x minus 4. Nasaan na? At ayaw lumabas. Ayan. Ayan, yung u pala din-determine natin. Then u prime is 2. Then y prime is equal to 1 over 2x minus 4. Then the derivative of 2x minus 4 is 2. Then simply, that will give us 6 over 2x minus 4. The same answer as what we get using the other process. Nasusundan? Alin man doon sa dalawa pwedeng gamitin, it's up to you kung saan mas madali. So long naman na makuha mo naman yung tamang sagot, tama yun. For our next problem, we have this one. Y is equal to ln of square root of x minus 1 over x squared minus 6. Sabi, pwede po bang mag-quotient rule? Huwag tayo mag-quotient rule. Bakit ba magkakaroon ng quotient rule? Pag kinuha kasi natin na u, is square root of x minus 1 over x squared minus 6. To get u prime, kailangan natin ng quotient rule dito. Tama ba? Kasi di ba, para makuha natin yung that's why I equals 1 over u prime. Yung u kasi, makukuha mo na agad yan. Kopyahin mo lang kasi square root of x minus 1 over x squared minus 6 will give us u. But u prime, yung pagkuha niyan, gagamitan ng quotient rule. Tama? Tama ba? Opo, gagamitan ng quotient rule. Kaso, ang haba ng quotient rule. At ayaw kong gumamit ng quotient rule. Kung ayaw kong gumamit ng quotient rule, anong gagawin ko? Kung ayaw kong gumamit ng quotient rule, I will use laws of logarithm. Remember, sa law of logarithm, that if we found that we have ln na naka-quotient, what we're going to do is just write it in this way. Gawin natin siyang subtraction. So, ln of square root of x minus 1 minus ln of x squared minus 6. That is equal to this one. Nag-iba yung form pero equal pa rin siya. So, paano na yan, sir? So, dito, na-eliminate na natin yung quotient rule. Wala nang quotient rule na gagamitin. Bakit mawala si quotient rule? Kasi wala nang naka-divide. Pero, kailangan natin pa siyang i-rewrite. Ano ngayon nangyayari sa square root? Kailangan natin siyang i-rewrite as a fractional exponent. So, we will have ln of x minus 1 raised to the fractional exponent 1 over 2 that represents our square root minus ln of x squared minus 6. Dito, wala na tayong problema. Yan na yan. Pero dito, dahil meron tayong as 1 over x, this will require us a chain rule. Kaso, pwede natin gawin yung 1 over x as coefficient. Tama ba? Yan, meron tayong 1 over x times ln of x minus 1 minus ln of x squared minus 6. So, from here, pwede na tayong mag-perform ng differentiation. Anong problema lang? Nagkaroon tayo ng sum rule. So, we will differentiate this portion. This will be our f of x. Then, we will differentiate this portion as well. So, to get the derivative of that, copy lang si 1/2 dahil yan ay magiging constant multiple rule lang. Kunin yung derivative ng ln of x minus 1 minus the derivative of ln of x squared minus 6. Then, by applying here, this will be our u, tama ba? Ito yung u ng first function natin. So, that will be 1 over x minus 1. Then, get the derivative of x minus 1. So, set aside muna natin. Punta tayo sa second function. The u of the second function is x squared minus 6. So, that will be 1 over x squared minus 6 times the derivative of u, which is x squared minus 6. After nito, lipat lang natin. Ayan, bagal gumalaw. So, we will perform the derivative ng u. So, that will be 1 minus 1. The derivative of this 1 is simply 1. Then, the derivative of this portion is 2x. So the answer would be 1 over 2 times x minus 1 minus 2x over minus 6. Nasusundan? Sir, ayaw nyong gamitin. So, okay lang naman if you want to use yung nga and u that will require you a chain rule. So, that's okay. Kunin mo lang. Dapat mag-arrive ka dito sa same answer as this one. Pero parang medyo may ibang itsura siya. Hindi siya yung kamukhang-kamukha nitong answer natin. Pero that should be equal to this one once we twist it somehow. Ano? Okay na doon? Okay pa? Okay, sige. Next, let's have this one. So that is y is equal to logarithm of 5x raised to 4. Yan, bali, inside the logarithm, may logarithm pa ulit. So our u is equal to ln of 5x raised to 4. Then our u prime would be equal to 1 over 5x raised to 4 times the derivative of 5x raised to 4. Nasundan yun? Bakit ganito? Kasi to get the derivative of u, follow tayo ng derivative rule for ln. That will be 1 over u, then derivative of u. Then finally, u prime would be equal to 1 over 5x raised to 4 times 5 times 4x cubed. Ano by power rule? Or simply, that will be equal only to 4 over x. Nasundan? So since may u at u prime na tayo, following that y prime is equal to 1 over u times u prime, substitute na lang natin dito. 1 over u, that is u na ln of 5x raised to 4 times our u, which is 4 over x. And the answer would be this one, 4 over x ln of 5x raised to 4. Nasundan? I hope na nasusundan. Ano? Yung iba okay pa, dalawa yung nakikita, tatlo lang yung nakikita ko nag-interact kahit thumbs up lang. How about this one? Next problem tayo. For our next problem, what are we going to apply kaya dito na rule? Anong rule ang gagamitin natin dito? Bali, for this one, what we're going to apply is product rule. Bakit kailangan na product rule? Because we have here our x, x which will be our f of x, then ln will be, so f of x is x, then g of x, sorry, g of x is ln of x, get the derivative of f of x, that is 1, get the derivative of g of x, that will be 1 over x. After getting these four quantities, substitute it in our product rule formula. F of x is x, g prime of x is 1 over x, g of x is ln of x, sorry, f prime of x is 1. And then, simplify lang natin yan. Magiging 1, x over x is 1 plus ln of x. And that is our answer. Are you okay with that? Moving on. Bali, dito naman tayo. Sa ating exponential function again, but ang base natin ay hindi man e. So, dx of 3x. May question pala before we proceed? Or nasusundan naman? So for this, ano yung magiging, yes, Miss Miss Marlon.
Sir, pwede pong pabalik doon sa kaninang slide po.
Miss Marlon. Sige lang, saglit lang. Medyo baba. Ito, ayan. Screenshot ka ba?
Okay na po, sir. Thank you po.
Okay, thank you. Okay, dito tayo sa next problem. So, pag nakakita tayo ng ganito, hindi na yung base natin ay constant, the formula would be this one. D over dx, a raised to u is equal to ln of a times a raised to u prime. So, kanina ang na-identify lang natin is u and u prime, but this time, we are going to identify as well what is the value of a. So, ano kaya yung value ng a? Sabi lumabas.
2.
A,
2.
2. Ano yung u?
3x.
3x.
Okay, 3x. So, Na alam na natin yung u, identify naman natin ano yung u prime. U prime is
3.
3. So u prime is 3. Ang tagal lumabas. Yan, lumabas na. Pag nakita na, nakuha na natin yung tatlong quantity na yan, substitute na lang natin doon sa formula. So our formula once again is ln of a times a raised to u prime. Na ito lumabas. So ano kaya yung maging solution natin? Ano yung answer? Yan na, substitute lang natin ano. So that will be ln of ln of 2 times 2 raised to 3x times 3. Saglit, ang bagal. Dili ano? Or pwede rin natin siyang i-rearrange. That will be 3 ln of 2 times 2x cubed. May tanong about this one?
Sir, yan na po yung answer.
Ito na yung answer. No need, may nagtanong ng answer kasi you might think, pwede kasi itong evaluate, ln of 2, pwede siyang evaluate, pero wag nang i-calculator yung value niya. Gamitin na lang natin yung ln of 2. Doon na tayo mag-stop.
Sir, paano po siya ina-arrange?
Dito kasi lagay natin lahat ng coefficients sa unahan. Di ba nandito sa 3, yung 3 nasa dulo. Ilagay lang natin sa una. Na para siya ay 3 ln of 2. Pangit kasing tingnan kapag ln of 2 times 3. Kasi you may think that 3 is part of the natural logarithm. Kaya inuna natin, so para hindi siya malito lang. Pero as long as na may mga parenthesis naman yan, I can see naman na ganun pala ibig mong sabihin. Kasi nag-matter talaga yung parenthesis. Pag nawala yung parenthesis, pwede nang mabago yung answer. Tama ba, Mr. Naling? Okay. Next, this one. We have logarithm of cosine x to the base 10. So ano yung formula natin again dito? The formula for that will be u prime over ln of a times u. So kailangan ulit natin ma-identify what is a, what is u, and what is a u prime. So our a, as specified, is 10. Yung a is the base of the logarithm, Bali, ngani pala, sometimes makikita nyo kasi is log of cosine lang. Cosine x. Ano kaya yung base pag log of cosine x lang yung nakita natin? Pag log cosine x. Ano yung a natin kaya?
10 po.
Okay, 10. Bali, 10 yung ating base. Pag walang sinulat na base, ang ibig sabihin ay 10 agad. Intindihan? Siya 10, ha? So, our u is cosine x, then what is the derivative of u? That is negative sine x.
Sine x.
Okay, so after nyan, meron na tayong a, u, and u prime. So, kailangan na lang natin gawin is to substitute those values dito sa formula natin. So, that will give us negative sine x over ln of 10 times cosine x. And that is our answer. But, pwede pa rin pala siyang gawing may simplified form pa. Pwede siyang ilagay as negative tangent x over 10. Bali, by applying trigonometric identity. Nasusundan? I hope na nasusundan pa, How about this one? Okay, for this problem, we're going to find the derivative of logarithm to the base 3 of square root of x over x plus 5. So ano ulit ang gagawin? Quotient rule ba or hindi?
Hindi po.
Okay, hindi. Pero pwede. Ano, take note, pwedeng mag-quotient rule pero pwede nating padaliin yung solution by not using the quotient rule. So papaano natin to rewrite pag hindi tayo magamit ng quotient rule? Siya ay magiging logarithm of square root of x to the base 3 minus logarithm of x plus 5 to the base 3. Ano, basta may, ito may, tawag dyan, ano bang tawag nga ito sa fraction bar something na yan? Yan, parang imagine nyo na lang, ibig sabihin ng fraction bar ay negative pag may logarithm tayo. So yan, naging ganyan na siya, logarithm of square root of x to the base 3 minus logarithm of x plus 5 to the base 3. Pero hindi pa siya yung simplified form niya, no? Kasi we can rewrite that as logarithm of x raised to 1/2 to the base 3 minus of logarithm of 5 plus x plus 5 to the base 3. And from this, kailangan lang natin mag-apply ng differentiation for logarithm. Kailangan i-identify ano yung a, ano yung u, at ano yung u prime. So, dalawa yan. Ito, kailangan i-differentiate. Ito rin, kailangan i-differentiate. Ay, hindi pa pala tayo tapos na mali. Hindi ko agad na, ano. Kailangan pala na yung exponent ay gawing coefficient. Ano? Magkakaroon tayo ng 1/2 logarithm of x to the base 3 minus logarithm of x plus 5 to the base 3. So, after that, this will be our answer. Ano, so, to get that, dito meron tayong a na 3, u na x, and u prime na 1. Dito naman, meron din tayong a na 3, u na x plus 5, and u prime na 1 din. Ano, that's why substituting those quantities sa ating formula will give us 1/2 times 1 over ln of 3 minus x, times x minus 1 over ln of 3 times x plus 5. And this will be the answer. Nasusundan pa? Okay. Meron pa ba? Nasolve na natin to kanina? Ay, hindi pa. This one naman, pwede tayong product rule naman. Ano? May ganito na ba kanina? Iba yun, ano, ln ata. So dito naman, product rule gagamitin. Kailangan kunin si f of x, that is x. G of x is e raised to x. Then f prime of x is 1. Then g prime of x is ex pa rin. Now substituting the value of f of x, g of x, f prime of x, and g prime of x to our product rule equation. So that will give us x times e raised to x plus e raised to x times 1. Then after this, kailangan lang simplify. That will give us y prime is equal to ex squared, mali na naman, x plus ex. Actually, pwede siyang i-simplify. Paano siya i-simplify? Ilabas si ex. Ano? That is ex times x plus 1. Pero pwede na itong answer. That's fine already. Susundan. Okay. Following this one. Uy, paano na yan, sir? Kaya natin ito sagutan. Actually, to solve this one, we're going to get u. What is u? That is x squared plus 1 squared over square root of 2x squared minus 1. Kung ito'y ability natin na gumamit ng chain rule, Quotient rule rather. Yung taas, anong nangyayari guys sa taas? Paano natin makuha si f prime of x? Paano ako ni si f prime of x? Any idea? Paano ako ni si f prime of x? Uy.
Baba po yung 2.
Baba yung 2 agad. Bali, to get f prime of x, we are going to apply dito, no, para makuha. Di ba dito sa f of x? To get f prime of x, may product rule. Tama. Tapos sa baba, si g prime of x, anong kailangan dyan? Anong kailangan mong gawin? Anong gagawin? Chain rule. Ano may chain rule dyan? Kaso, sir, yung quotient rule meron ng product rule tapos yung meron pang chain rule. Tapos yung product rule sa taas, may chain rule pa din. Sir, pinatay mo na lang sana may ganun. Charot. Joke lang yun. Pero pwede natin isolve yan without the chain rule, without the quotient rule, with the product rule and the chain rule. Kasi kailangan lang natin apply ang laws of natural logarithm. Na pag meron tayo nakita na quotient, magiging ang subtraction. So, magkakaroon tayo ng ln of x. Bakit may ln of x? Sige, mali. Ganito muna. That will be ln of x times x squared plus 1 squared minus ln of x 2x cubed minus 1 raised to 1/2. Then dito sa part na to, part na to muna. Yung 1/2 magiging siyang numerical coefficient. Pero dito, may product rule dyan. May product. Kaya pwede natin siya paghiwalayin pag product is plus. Kaya meron ln x, then merong ln x squared plus 1. Pero since naka-raise siya sa 2, that will be numerical coefficient na. At ito yung simplified niyan. So with this, after writing it in this way, skip natin yung pag-quotient rule na may product rule na may chain rule. Nasusundan? At from there, mas madali na yung differentiation. Kasi, what is ln of x? What is ln of x? That is simply 1 over x. Then, copy si 2. Then, what is ln of x squared plus 1? That is 1 over x squared plus 1 times the derivative of x squared plus 1, which is 2x. Minus copy si 1/2. Get the derivative of ln of x, 2x cubed minus 1. That will be 1 over 2x cubed minus 1 times the derivative of 2x cubed minus 1, which is 6x squared.
6x squared.
Kung nag-chain, quotient rule ka niyan, mamatay-matay ka na talaga mag-solve yan, maiyak ka na, maiyak ka ng tissue. Kaya naman, kaya naman yan, pero I'm sure may hirapan kayo. Pero tingnan niyo dito sa ginawa natin, napaka-direct na naging solution. So that will be the answer. Nasundan? Sa tingin niyo helpful siya? And that's the differentiation using natural logarithm. Nas napapadali niya yung computation. Kasi try yung isolve. Pagkatapos ng lecture natin, orasan niyo yung sarili niyo kung gaano natin kabilis makukuha yung answer. Pag chain rule, quotient rule yung ginamit natin. Tapos compare niyo kung gaano natin kabilis na solve dito. Yan, kita mo na ilang layers yung solution natin. Pero kapag nag-quotient rule ka, kulang pa yung hindi naman kulang pa yung isang Manila paper ganun. Nasundan? Kaya? Kakapasa na ng midterms? Kung kaya pa ngayon, at tuloy muna natin. Let's have this one. Introduce natin si inverse trigonometric functions. Ano ba si inverse trigonometric functions? Ano makikita nyo sa calculator, that is sine -1 of u. Actually, this is how we get the angles. Kung paano natin makuha yung value ng angle pag nakuha tayo ng pag nag-solve tayo ng trigonometry problems. Pero na-write din siya as arc sine, or pwede naman yung sine raised to -1. This is cosine raised to -1. This is tangent raised to -1. And so on. So just like dun sa ating trigonometric functions, sa normal, sa tan, sa sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, and cosecant, may way din to memorize the formula. Ganun din, very similar. Tingnan nyo, the derivative, compare natin yung derivative ng sine and cosine. That is y prime over square root of 1 minus u prime. At ano yung sa cosine? May negative lang. So tangent, that is y prime, u prime over 1 plus u squared. Sa cotangent, meron ding negative lamang. Parehas sila, ni negative lang natin. Sa secant, that's u prime over absolute value of u times square root of u squared minus 1. And the solution for cosecant is negative of that. Tapos yan, magkapares din yung sine and cosine, tangent and cotangent is paired, secant is and cosecant is paired also. So kaya bang sauluhin itong rules natin for inverse trigonometric functions? By simplifying, breaking that in that way, I guess mas madali na siyang masaulo. Kasi halos magkakamukha lang naman. Bali tatlo lang yan, sauluhin natin. I-negative lamang yung isa para magiging 6. I'm so sorry. Okay. How about dito? Hyperbolic function. Makikita nyo rin sa calculator yan, that is sine h. So, ano ibig sabihin ng h? That is hyperbolic. Kaso rare na nagamit natin ito. Hindi man natin masyado gamitin sa civil engineering. Pero sa ibang program, nagamit nila to. So, paano natin ma-memorize? Ano kaya? Anong conclusion natin? Paano siya madaling mamisa sa ulo?
Ganun din, sir. May negative din yung mga cos.
Sir, ganun sa derivatives.
Okay. Bali, okay, sa derivative ng trigonometric function. Parehas na parehas. Ano lang ang pinagkaiba? Nagkaroon lang ng h. Karoon lang ng h ang mga yan. Nagkaroon ng hinga. Yan. And that's the same. Same na pagka-partner sine and cosine, tangent and cotangent, secant and cotangent is magkaparehas. Ang pinagkaiba lang is meron nga tayong h dahil hyperbolic function yung inagausapan. Nasusundan? Okay. How about this one? Inverse. Sorry, mali tayo. This is inverse. Ay, nawala. Ano nangyari? This is inverse. Ay, sorry. Ano naman nangyari? Wala ata ako magsulat sa taas. Basta, ay. Saglit lang nag-glitch. Gusto ko kasing i-kesan yung trigonometric function. Kasi dapat ang title nito ay inverse hyperbolic function. Hindi ko pala na-edit. So, paano naman natin ito memorize? Actually, nasan yung pinagkaiba? Dito kasi hindi ko makita kung ano yung tama dito. May mali dito, may mali dyan. Hindi ko alam kung alin yung tamang formula. Pero paano natin siya memorize? Ganun din sa... Ba't ganun? Ba't may mali? I-memorize nyo na lang kung ano yung sulat. Hindi kasi na-follow yung rule. Pero sa sine and cosine, makikita natin, ito yung pinagkaiba niya. Ano? The sine dito. Positive sa sine, then negative sa cosine. Ito kasi, hindi ko alam kung ano yung tamang formula. Kaya, wag niyo muna siyang i-memorize. Paki-search na lang, hindi ko na-edit. Then dito naman, the difference is this one. Then, negative sa second, then sa cosecant is the positive. Hindi ko sure, baka ma-browse nyo ngayon. Kindly tell me na lang, inform me kung ano yung nalaman nyo about dito sa rule for inverse hyperbolic tangent and cotangent. So, ilan na yung asauluhin natin? Bali, sa inverse may inverse trigo, inverse hyperbolic, inverse tangent, trigonometric, at sa hyperbolic ay 6 times 4 na yun. Ilan yung 6 times? 24. Tapos sa exponential and logarithmic ay may 4, so that's 28 plus cent rule, product rule 30, sum rule 31, constant rule, asoluhin niyo pa ba? 31. Mga 35 lang yung asoluhin, di ba? Unti. Kaya soluhin lahat ng 35 trigonometric, lahat ng 35 differentiation rules natin. Siyempre, yung constant rule, wag mo na soluhin. Ano yung constant rule? 0 lang. Kahirap ka pa. 35 lang yan. Kaya-kaya nyo yun. Naniniwala ako sa inyong kakayahan. Na masasaulo nyo yung 35 na differentiation rules natin. Na kayo kasi instead na mag-limit process, magkasaulo ka lang or familiarize nyo lang yung sarili nyo sa 35 differentiation rules na meron tayo. Kaya? Thumbs up naman kung kayang sauluhin. Bali lahat ng differentiation rules hanggang dito sa dulo hyperbolic, makuha ako ng ano yan, part ng midterm exam. Pero 8 items lang differentiation. Sa midterm exam. So we have here arc sine of 2x. So remember, recall natin that the formula for the derivative of arc sine is y prime over square root of 1 minus u prime. Anong kailangan gawin? After knowing na ito yung formula natin, identify si u, identify si u prime. So u is 2x. What is the value of u prime?
2.
Okay, 2. Ang galing nyo na talaga mag-differentiate. Clap muna sa sarili niya, virtual clap. Ay, sorry, nag-days na. Clap tayo, clap. Yeah. Okay. So, after nito, i-substitute lang sa formula that will be 2 over square root of 1 minus 2x squared. After nyan, may 2x squared doon. So, kailangan lang na algebra. That will be 1 minus 4x squared. Don't tell me na mamamali ka pa dito, ha? That is 4x squared. Tama ba? Okay. Next problem. Okay, move na ba tayo sa next problem? For next problem, we have arc tangent of x cubed. So, ano yung formula for the derivative of arc tangent? Ito yung formula natin for arc tangent. So, kailangan ulit natin ma-identify si u. Ano yung value ng u? Ano yung value ng u?
X cube.
X cube.
That is
X cube.
x cube. At ano yung derivative ng u?
3x squared.
3x squared.
Ano yung derivative ng u?
3x squared po.
3x squared.
Okay, I'm very proud of you na natututo kayo sa ating klase. Okay. Ang gagaling na ninyo. So the answer is 3x squared. So, anong next na gawin? Nakuha na natin si u at si u prime. Okay, plug in those values sa ating rule. Ano, so, sorry, nawala. Saan yan? Nawala na ako yung pasulot. Sorry. U prime is 3x squared all over 1 plus x cubed squared. So, simplify lang. That will be 3x squared all over 1 plus ano yung nandito? That is x raised to what?
6.
6.
X raised to 6. Ano? Tama, ano? Dahil pag multiply natin yung exponent, 2 times, 3 times 2 is 6. Baka may mag-5. Mali na naman siya, ano? Paki-recall yung ating laws of exponents. Moving on. How about this one? 2r cosine of 1 minus x. What is the formula? Ang formula natin is negative u prime over square root of x minus u squared. So, kailangan ulit i-identify si u. What is u? U is 1 minus x. And how about our u prime?
Negative
U prime is 1. Ano, so, negative 1 ang u prime. So, what will be the answer? Plugging in u and u prime sa ating rule. That will be negative times negative 1. Don't forget the parentheses. Kasi that will matter. Times 1 minus x squared. Actually, dito pwede, hindi pa pala. Pwede na yung answer. Pero, ano natin, negative times negative 1 is positive 1 all over square root of 1 minus, expand natin to. This will be 1. Tapos, meron tayong x squared minus 2x. Tama ba? Sir, mali yung expansion. Tama ba yan? So, that will be 1 over 1 minus 1 will cancel out, ano? But, madidistribute pa dito. This will be positive 2x minus x squared. But this will be the answer. Nasusundan? Hanggang ano oras tayo? Section C? Hanggang oras tayo? 5:30 tayo, no? 4:30? Ay, Mr. Juni, why? Okay, thank you. Ba't naka-reason si Mr. Juni? May question, Juni boy?
Wala po, napindot lang po.
Okay, next. Hyperbolic. Inverse hyperbolic tayo. Yes, Mr. Ramasanta, may question?
Sir, saan po napunta yun to kanina? Doon sa given po.
Saan to? Yan to, nawala. Tama. Nahintay ko may magtanong, wala nagtanong. Yan, buti nagtanong si ano. Palusot. Okay, yan, nakalimutan natin yung 2. Dahil may 2 dyan, that will be a constant multiple rule. Yan yung problema pag hindi tayo nagsulat ng ano. Dapat kasi nag-d over dx tayo ng 2r cosine 1 minus x. Dahil di tayo nagsulat na nakalimutan natin. Tignan ako na mali din. So that's 2d over dx of r cosine 1 minus x. So, nakilimutan natin yung 2. So, dapat dito ay may times 2, then may times 2 rin dito. So, the answer would be 2 over square root of 2x minus x squared. Thank you for that, Mr. Masanta. And napaka-observant ninyo, no? That's a good trait of an engineer. Thank you. Bali, okay na dito. Let's the next problem. We have inverse hyperbolic cosine of x squared. The formula would be this one. U prime over square root of u squared minus 1. So once again, we're going to determine the value of u. What is the value of u?
X squared po.
X squared. Then u prime is
2x.
2x. After that, substitute na lang. Okay, wala pala. After, substitute na lang natin. Ano? So that will be u prime is 2x all over square root of x squared raised to 2 minus 1. So that will give us 2x over square root of x raised to 4 minus 1. And that's it. Kaya bang ilabas? Hindi ano? Hindi. May ilabas ba? Wala man. So this will be the answer. Last na to. So, ano naman tayo? Hyperbolic cosine. So, hyperbolic cosine, the solution. Ay, mali yung solution. Mali yung solution, tama? Ay, hindi nyo pa nakikita. Negative dapat, di ba? Negative. Nag-flash na ba sa inyo yung problem? Nawala, nag-lag. Yan na, yan na. So for cosine, hyperbolic cosine, the rule should be negative sine h of u times u prime. Mali. Inasulat ko sine h u lang. Dapat may negative. So determine natin si u, that's x squared. U prime is 2x, then substitute sa rule. That will be negative sine h 2x times, ay baliktad. Sorry. Ux pala. X squared. Sorry. Right lang. Delete na natin lahat. This will be negative sine h x squared times 2x, or pwedeng negative 2x sine h x squared. And that's the answer. Nasundan? Kayang sa uluhin, ano? Kung nasusundan, let's have... Kaya pa? Thumbs up daw kung kaya pa. Yung iba, thumbs up naman. Okay, bali lahat ng differentiation rules natapos na natin. Ano kaya? Dahil dyan, magkakaroon tayo ng quiz next week. Okay. Practice. Ako nag-solve na ng assignment, at may mali ako sa mga choices. Pag mali yung choices, select letter E. So, para none of this. Hindi ko napansin na mali pa lang ako pagkakatype. Mula ako ng copy. Then, may quiz nga tayo. Tapos, pakitry din i-solve May nag-request kasi makikita sila ng practice problem. Kaya yan, nag-type ako na nakaraan ng 130 problem. Pero actually, yung 130 problems na yun ay hindi pa enough. Kulang pa yun. Dapat marami pa kayong matry masolve para sure pass for your midterm exam. Moving on, let's have the basic application of derivatives. Kaya pa ba? Next topic na to. Actually, hindi naman to masyadong bagong topic kasi apply lang natin yung mga concept na discuss natin earlier. So, our next topic, meron pa namang 30 minutes halos. We're going to find the slope of the graph. So, find the slope of the graph of f of x is equal to x raised to 4 for each values of x. X is equal to negative 1, x is 1, and x is equal to, but parehas 1. 0 yung isa. 0 na lang. So, ano ba yung slope? Ano yung slope ng graph? Paano kaya natin siya makukuha? Bali, actually, ano yung mga derivative na nakuha natin? That is the slope already. Kasi what we're getting is dy over dx. And as we recall sa ating analytic geometry, sa d kasi napaka-infinite, napaka-small, no changes. Pero pag tinake natin that we have a big change, that delta x, delta y pala, over delta x. And this is the representation of our slope. So after getting the derivative of our function, just plug in the values of x, and with that, makukompute na natin yung slope ng function. Nasusundan? So, gawin natin. So, f of x is x raised to 4. So, what's f prime of x? What's f prime of x? Uy, napaka-basic nito. Ito yung isa sa unang topics natin. That's 4x raised to
4x.
4x.
3. Okay. X squared ba? X raised to 3, x cubed. So, this derivative is the equation for slope at any point on the line. Ano bali? Pwede natin tong gamitin para makuha yung slope nung tangent line. Kahit ano pang value ng x yan. Basta part siya ng domain ng function natin. So, just like doon sa nahinong problem, kailangan daw natin makuha yung slope ng function kapag yung x ay negative 1. So, ano lang kailangan gawin? I-evaluate lang natin yung derivative such that x is equal to 1. So, that is f prime of negative 1 is equal to 4 times negative 1 cube. 1 cube is 1, right? Negative 1. Negative 1 cube give us negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Tama? Tama ba yun? So, pag x naman natin is 1, ano makukuha? That's f prime of 1 times is equal to 1 raised to 3. So, that will give us 4. Meaning to say, the slope of the line that passes through 1 is equal to 4. Dito naman, the slope of the line that passes, the slope of the tangent line that passes through x is equal to 1 is negative 4. How about pag 0? That will f prime of 0 will give us 4 times 0 raised to 3. So that will give us 0. Ano ibig sabihin kaya ng ating slope na 0? Ano ibig sabihin ng slope natin na 0? Okay. Yes, Mr. Juni?
Maybe po isa po yung highest or lowest point po nung graph po.
Okay. Bali, sa next topic natin yan, uh, a slope of tangent line with a slope of 0 may denote that we have a maximum or minimum number. But basically, ang ibig sabihin lang ng slope natin na equal to 0 is that we have a horizontal line dun sa point na yon. Nasundan? Kasi di ba ang slope natin na 0, that is a horizontal line. Pag naman negative, ito negative na slope, ibig sabihin yan that the tangent line is leaning to the left. Pag naman ang slope natin is positive, that means that the tangent line is leaning to the right. So kung graph natin, ay wala yung graph. Ito yung graph ng function natin. So this will be the graph of the function. We'll select this point. This is x is equal to 1. As we can see, this blue line here is the tangent line. At kung makikita natin yung tangent line is leaning to the right, that's why we have a negative slope. At kung akunin natin yung rise and run yan, that is 4. Dito naman, we have this tangent line na nag-pass through 1, 1, and the slope is positive because that is leaning to the right. Then this one, this is our tangent line that passes through 0, and its slope is 0. That's why it is a horizontal line. Bali, it is also true doon sa sinabi ni Mr. Juni that kapag meron tayong horizontal tangent line, it denotes that at that point, we might have an absolute or minimum or maximum, the highest or lowest value. In our case, the tangent line that passes through 0 give us the lowest point, and that is the minimum value. We'll discuss that later after our midterm exam. Nasusundan? Bali, to get the slope, basically, kailangan lang natin i-substitute yung value kung saan mag-pass yung ating tangent line. Okay. Next, for this problem, ikita na ba yung next problem natin? For your next problem, we're going to find, hindi pa nalabas. Find the equation of the tangent line. Hindi pa nalabas dyan? Yan. Okay. But in this problem, we're going to find the equation of the tangent line to the graph f of x is equal to x squared when x is equal to negative 2. So x squared is a graph of a parabola, as we can see here. And nandito si negative 2 at yung y niya is 4. Bali, yung slope niyan, kung may graph na tayo, makukuha natin using the graph, but we will use calculus to compute for the graph. Then after getting the graph of this function, ang goal natin is to establish the tangent line. So, kunin muna natin yung slope ng ating function when it passes through negative 2. So that is f of x is equal to x squared. What is the slope or the derivative pala muna? The derivative will be f prime of x is equal to 2x. Tama ba?
2.
Okay, so this is the derivative. So this function or the derivative of function will give us the slope of our tangent line at any given point. Pero ang binigay kasi sa atin na point is negative 2. So we will evaluate this derivative as x is equal to 2. So f prime of negative 2 is equal to 2 times negative 2. Or that is negative 4. Bali, we can reinforce that tama yung sagot natin dahil may kita natin that the slope is leaning to the left. So negative talaga. So this negative 4 is our m. May nakuha na tayong slope. Pero ang problem, how are we going to create the equation of the tangent line? Paano kaya? Any idea how are we going to establish the equation of the tangent line? May idea? Yes, sino ito nag-raise ng hand? Si Mr. Carl.
Sir, alagay lang po dun sa formula, yung y minus y sub 1
Yes, Mr.
equals
Carl,
slope
what's your
times
idea?
x minus y sub 1. Yun po, sir.
Formula na?
Alagay. Formula po ng slope, yung y minus y sub 1.
Okay, y minus y sub 1 is equal to m. Okay, that's right. This one. Now we're going to use this formula. Actually, na-discuss ba natin to? This is just analytic geometry. This is analytic geometry. We have a formula y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. So what will be our x, y sub 1, and x? Bali, x is given. That is given as negative 2. So this is x sub 1, negative 2. But yung m na compute na natin, that's 4. Yung y sub 1, wala tayong value. Pero pag tinignan natin dito sa graph, makukuha natin. Pero how are we going to get that value na 4? Saan natin yan makukuha?
Sir, dun
Saan
po
makukuha
sa
si
ano,
4?
f of x.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Miss Gladigwin. So we will get our 4 here using this one. We know that f of x is equal to y, right? So y is equal to x squared. Substituting x dito, y is equal to negative 2 squared. Therefore, y is equal to 4. So y sub 1 ay 4. Now na meron na tayong x sub 1, y sub 1, and m, walang value yung x and y. That's arbitrary, kaya hindi na natin siya kailangan. Kunin. So y minus y sub 1, which is 4, is equal to slope is negative 4 times x minus negative 2. Or this will be y minus 4 equals negative 4 times x plus 2. So this could be an answer already, but if we have a given form for the equation of our tangent line, for example, that I ask you to transform this in the standard form or slope-intercept form, you are required to convert that in that given form. So, palabasin lang natin na ganito yung form. Ito ay natawag natin na slope-intercept form, that is y is equal to mx plus b. So, to change that, kailangan ma-isolate lang natin yung y sa other side. Then, distribute to. Distribute muna natin. Negative 4 times x is 4x plus negative 4 times 2 is negative 8 na. Then, y minus 4. Then, isolating y here, that will be negative 4x minus 8 plus 4. Simplifying that, that will give us y is equal to negative 4x minus 4. And that will give us the answer. Nasusundan? Hindi practice solving for equation of tangent line. Just follow that process. Moving on. Bali, one application also of our derivative is the rate of change. Bali, rate of change is yung pagbabago ng ating variable with respect to another variable. That's why we have dy over dx. Or usually kasi, sa engineering, we are investigating variables with respect to time. Bali, at tingnan natin kung gaano ba kabilis yung pagbago ng mga bagay-bagay sa pagpas ng oras or ng panahon. That's why we are getting the flow rate. Ano yung flow rate ng water, kung gaano kabilis or gaano kadaming volume ng water ang natulo sa isang gripo for a specific period. Ganun din kung gaano kabilis yung sasakyan, or gaano kabilis yung sasakyan, gaano nabilis yung sasakyan. Ang gaano kabilis yung sasakyan is the velocity, and gaano nabilis yung sasakyan is the acceleration. Then ganun din, pwede rin pag-aralin natin kung gaano laki yung population or gaano kabilis yung pag-produce ng mga bagay-bagay. Bali, we have this sample. Bali, we have the concept kasi ng average velocity and the instantaneous velocity. Ano pinagkaiba ni average velocity and the instantaneous velocity? Si average velocity is just the velocity between two time periods. Na bali, from point 1 to point 2, bali, time 1 to time 2, akunin natin yung difference ng oras, pati ng difference ng location. Pero pag instantaneous velocity, ang nakuha natin is the speed at that very moment. Kung ano yung pinakabilis sa oras mismo na yon. Pero sa average velocity, ang nakuha natin is gaano kabilis for a 2-time interval. Bali, we will have this golf ball na pinalitan ko kasi. A golf ball is dropped from a height of 10 feet. The ball's height s at time t is the position function s is equal to 16t squared plus 10, where s is measured in feet and t is measured in seconds. We're going to find the average velocity over each of the following time intervals. Bali, sa time 1 to 2, time 1 to 5, 1.5, and 1, 1.1. So, sa time 1, nandun yung bola, pero after 0.1 seconds, lumipat siya dito. And then, after 0.5 seconds, nandito na siya sa baba. And 2 seconds, nandito na siya sa dulo. So, kukunin natin yung speed niya from time 1 to time 2. Alam natin that the formula for speed is equal to distance over time. Tama ba? So, to get the speed, kunin natin yung location sa taas, kung ang time ay equal sa 1, at yung location niya sa time equal to 2. Then, ganun din, pag-subtract din natin yung time. So, to get that is delta S over delta T, where delta S is the change in time, in position pala, and delta T is the change in time. So that will be S sub 2 minus S sub 1 over T sub 2 minus T sub 1. Bali, what will be our T sub 2, that is 2, then T sub 1 is 1. Then S sub 2 and S sub 1 will be determined using the position function. So S sub 2 is what? The S sub 2 will be computed by substituting 2 dito sa T. That is 16 times squared plus 10, 100 pala. Ilan yan? So that is 36 daw. Ba't mali? Negative. May negative dapat. May negative wari dito. Negative 16 ha. So that will give us 36. Then S sub 1 naman is negative 16 times 1 squared plus 100. So that will be 84. So getting the change in distance and change in time, that's 36 minus 84 over 2 minus 1. So we will get negative 48 over 1, or negative 48 feet per second, yung velocity ng ating ball from the time interval 1 to 2. Nasusundan? Ano kayang ibig sabihin ng negative sa ating speed? Ano ibig sabihin ng negative sa speed natin?
Downward po, sir.
Okay, bali downward. Ano? Hindi ibig sabihin ng negative is nabagal. Ang ibig sabihin ng negative is that the movement is from up to down. So, nag-reduce. Hindi nag-reduce, nababa lang yung papunta sa baba in direction. Ano direction yung ibig sabihin ng negative doon? So, the answer is negative 48 feet per second. So, how about if the time interval is 1 to 1.5? So, repeat lang natin yung process. So, the speed, may formula pa rin na ganito. Then, that will be delta S over delta T. That is S sa 1.5 or minus S sub 1 over T na 1.5 and minus T na 1. So, alam natin yung sa baba na agad, that's 1.5 and 1. Yung S sub 1, na-compute na natin siya as 84 kanina. Then, yun namang ating S as time is equal to 1.5, compute natin siya S sa 1.5, that is 16 times, negative 16 times 1.5 squared plus 100. And that will give us 64. 64 minus 84 over 1.5 minus 1 will give us negative 20 over 0.5. And that will be negative 40 feet per second. Kung kanina negative 48, tapos ngayon negative 40 na lang yung speed. Pag naman niliitan pa natin yung ating time, yung time interval natin is 1 to 1.5. Bali yung pinaka divisor natin is 0.1 na lang. So this will be the speed. Then we will get 80.64 minus 84 over 1.1 minus 1. And that will be negative 3.36 over 0.1. And the speed will be negative 33.6 feet per second. Yung mga na-compute natin na tatlong values are the average velocities. Bali, yung negative 33.36 is the velocity of the ball from dito sa point na to, where T is 1, papunta dito sa point wherein T is 1.1. Pero ano mapapansin natin? Kanina, 48, then naging 40, then naging negative 33.6. Naliit yung value natin. Hindi siya lang basta naliit, na kukuha natin, palapit na palapit tayo sa value ng instantaneous velocity. Ano ba yung instantaneous velocity? Kasi that is where yun ngang speed natin is almost equal to do sa very moment. Para do sa very moment na yun, pag lumiit yung ating time interval, kanina kasi 1 yung time interval, then 0.5, then dito 0.1 na lang. Pagka nilapit pa natin, or niliitan yung time interval like this one, 1.00001 seconds, makukuha na natin yung actual or the instantaneous velocity natin. Almost equal to sa instantaneous velocity. Ba't nawala? Lumabas. Sorry. So here we will have delta S over delta T. And the time is 1.0001. So this will be that. Ano kaya yung 1 point, pa-compute daw? Ba't na mali ito? Pa-compute to S is equal to 1, negative 16 is 1.000001 squared plus 8, 100. Ilan to? Wala akong calcu eh. Ilan yung value niyan? That is some 84 point something or it.
83.99998, sir.
83.999 something. Over 0.00000000 something one. So, Once we will evaluate that, negative 83.99999 minus 84 over 0.001 will give us the instantaneous velocity. At ano kaya yung instantaneous velocity natin? Pa-compute down ito. Equal siya sa 30 what? Negative 30.
Ilan?
32. That is negative. That's negative 32. Ano, negative 32 feet per seconds. So, the instantaneous velocity na negative 32 per seconds, paano kaya natin siya mako-compute without using this one? But actually, yung ginawa natin parang yung limit process. The definition of the derivative using the limit process. But actually, without doing that, makuha natin yung instantaneous velocity by just getting the derivative of our position function. What is the derivative of our position function? That is ds over dt. That is equal to negative 16 times 2 t raised to 0 plus 0. Or that is negative 32 feet per seconds. So meaning to say, the average velocity is the change in time over change in distance over the change in time. But the average or the instantaneous velocity is basically just the derivative of the position of function evaluated to the given time value. That's negative 32 feet per second. And that is the instantaneous rate of velocity natin. Bali, that will be in all for today siguro kasi it's almost 4:30 na. Bali, try na lang isolve itong isa pang example for instantaneous velocity. Meron tayo dito ng diver na nag-jump sa platform. Makita lang ito, mali siya. Dito kasi ako sa animation. Pangit pala. Yan, ganyan siya. Si OA. Yan, lumubog na siya. Nag-Olympics siya. And ayan ay, di ba game yan sa Olympics? So before we end our discussion, open your cameras. So that I can capture a documentation. Ako na lang yung nag-klase din eh. Stop ko lang yung presentation. And so, open the cameras. Yan. So, stop ko na yung recording rin, then I'll